back to Seasons, a devotional here on YouTube based on my book by the same name. Now, I'm not reading the book cover to cover, and I am not reading every devotional paragraph by paragraph by paragraph. But that being said, I think you can get enough of a drift to receive an awful lot out of this continuing series. And today we're going to be talking about what do we put our trust in and how sturdy is that thing that we're placing our trust in. And the title is Free Fall. I don't remember where and I don't remember who I heard this illustration from first, but I've kind of taken the idea and expanded on it quite a bit. I guess that's what we writers like to do. So enjoy this little cautionary tale. And as I go along, if you've walked with the Lord for a while, you've probably heard this illustration. One day, a young man decided to take a hike in the mountains. He planned to overnight camp, so he carried a backpack. And his backpack was overstuffed with everything that he thought he would possibly need on a 24-hour excursion. As the afternoon turned into dusk, he stood on the edge of a cliff to watch a magnificent sunset. An awkward sidestep later, and he found himself tumbling down the ravine. Desperately reaching out, the hapless hiker managed to grab hold of a branch growing on the side of the cliff, knowing that he wouldn't be able to hold on for long, and sensing that the heavy backpack was going to send him tumbling sooner than later, he called out in desperation, "Help! Help! Can anybody save me?" His voice just echoed off the ravine walls. Just as he was beginning to lose hope, there was a crack of thunder that rumbled against the walls of the ravine, and a deep voice filled the night air. "I can save you." The man looked around, up and down and sideways. He didn't hear any helicopter, but the voice seemed to be coming up from up high. He called back, "Who is this?" The voice replied, "God." Taken aback, the man asked, "God? God? Can you help me?" "Yes," God answered cheerfully. "Let go of the branch and I'll catch you." The man was silent for a long while, looking up overhead, trying to hear if there was a helicopter or if there were people up above him who could rappel down. He couldn't see anyone. He was silent a little bit more. Clinging even tighter to the weakening limb, he called out again, "Is there anyone else out there?" In times of crisis, it is natural to grasp the first thing we can grab onto and to hold on fast with all of our strength. Like the man in this cute little tale, we usually place our trust in something or someone who will eventually come to our rescue. But while we wait for our superhero to show up to get us off of the cliff, we are stuck with holding on to whatever flimsy thing in our lives we think is going to give us the protection that we need. And we are really reluctant to let go of all the stuff that we're carrying around on our shoulders, all the contingency plans, and all the things that we think that we can use without God's help. It's okay, God. We've got this one. Unfortunately, our flimsy handholds were never designed to bear the full weight of our burdens for long. In our blind panic, however, we set aside rationality and blindly ignore the telltale signs that our makeshift supports are beginning to crumble. God asks us to do a ridiculous thing at such times. In his wisdom, he knows that the branch we're clinging onto will eventually fail and will tumble down into the abyss. He answers our timid plea, "Is there anyone else out there?" with a simple answer, "No, I'm it." And just let go. I'll catch you. God knows that he's more than able to catch us and to carry us and the burdens that we're carrying, no matter how many burdens they might be. Is it time for you to let go of that spindly little branch that you're putting all of your trust in? Is it time for you to shake those burdens off your back and let them drop? What's holding you back? Place your trust in the one whose fail-proof promises will always be there for you. I really like this little illustration because it's cute and it kind of goes overboard with making its point. But are you carrying a backpack full of excess stuff that you don't need? Self-protection, reluctance to be generous to others just in case you might need whatever God's asking you to give, that kind of stuff. If you're carrying that stuff around, it can get really heavy after a while. And if, like this young man, you happen to stumble and fall, what are you holding on to at that point as you're tumbling down that cliff? Are you holding on a tree branch, for example? In this case, the only person who can help us in such a situation is the Lord. Perhaps your spiritual arms are shaking because you just can't hold on any longer and you know you're about to drop. And so you're trying to grab even closer to the roots of the branch that's sticking out from the wall. But you can feel that start to crumble as well. Are you still going to try to figure a way out of it, or are you going to call out to God? If you call out to God, He will be there. He is strong enough to catch you, and He will lift you out of the situation you got yourself into in the first place. But keep your backpack light. Allow the Lord to pack your backpack, because, as I've said before, His burden is light. And if you're feeling weighed down and you can't really get comfortable, more than likely you've been packing around a whole bunch of extra stuff that God has been asking you to hand over.